Hi, integrated math one. Welcome to lesson 4.2.4a, day one of drawing conclusions from data. So we've been making all kinds of tables, all kinds of graphs, right? Kind of organize our data, look for trends, all that sort of stuff. So today we're just going to be using some of those things and trying to work on drawing conclusions, because that's the important part of this. It's not just about calculating numbers, it's what do the numbers tell us? How do these numbers help us make decisions on different things? So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. So our learning goals for today and next time, we're going to recognize possible associations and trends in categorical data, right? What's the trend? What's happening? We're going to use that categorical data to make decisions, all right? This is the pattern we see, so what decision are we going to make? And also recognize possible associations and trends in data sets. So you've analyzed categorical data in two variables by creating marginal frequency distributions, stacked bar graphs, conditional relative frequency distributions. We've done so many things. How can you use these representations to make decisions in a problem situation? So to take it a little further, we're over on page M4-96. A survey was conducted at Rawlings High School, and 38 students in one ninth grade classroom were asked two questions about their musical preferences. Do you like country? Do you like rock? The responses are summarized in the marginal frequency table. So do you like country? They do or they don't. Do you like rock? They do or they don't. Of course, it's a marginal frequency table, so we have our totals hanging out here as well. On the page, I've got three questions. Questions 1, 2, and 3. They're on page 96. Go ahead. You might want to have a calculator handy. Answer the questions. Hit pause, work this out, hit play when you're ready to check it. So, question number 1, what percentage of the students in the classroom like rock? I grabbed my calculator and I was like, okay, 18 students. Whoa, I try to think I like rock. I'm trying to think, who likes rock? 25 students like rock, so 25 out of 38. So I did 25 divided by 38. They want a percent, so I multiplied by 100. And I found I got 65.8% of the students in the classroom like rock. Does there appear to be an association between liking country and liking rock? Well, if they liked country, it does seem that they liked rock. It does appear that there's an association. But of those who like country music, a lot of them like rock music as well, right? Like country and they like rock. Definitely the biggest out of all four of these numbers here. So this means that the percentage of those who like rock is higher amongst those who like country than amongst the entire sample, right? So 18 out of the 23, that's 78%. So of the students that liked country, 78% of them liked rock as well. So definitely some association there. Is this a random sample that fairly represents the opinions of all students at Rawlings High School? Explain your reasoning. I'm going to say it's not a good sample because we only asked ninth graders, right? We asked one class of ninth graders. It may be that other grades feel differently, right? It may be this class was entirely music students. It might be that the students in this class were all friends, and so they all like the same stuff, right? So I don't feel like this is a very good sample of everybody's opinions at the high school. I feel like I would need to ask other classes, get other grades involved. You know what I mean? So page 97. Andres is a new radio station general manager at KYWN. Currently, the station features country music. However, Andres is considering changing the genre of music to make the station more popular. He wants to target one of the highest demographics in radio listening, and that is teenagers. So he decides to sponsor the next dance at Rawlings High School. And prior to the dance, Andre surveys the students. And the survey results are located at the end of the lesson. So if you're not sure where the survey results are, because this is so tiny on my screen, it's really hard to read. So if you're not sure where the survey results are, I'm going to point out These are on page 4101, so if you want to flip over and take a look, and also 102, because it was a really, really big table. So the survey results are over on these pages over here because I can't really fit them on my screen very well. So you're going to want to flip back and forth a little bit. And just to start, I want you to organize the data in a table and then represent it using a graph. So just start with the marginal frequency distribution table. Make sure you label the top, label the side, do your tally marks, all that good stuff, and then make a table out of it. So hit pause, work this out, hit play when you're ready to check your work. To start, I'm going to label my stuff. So this was rock, this was classical, this was hip hop or rap. Over here, I've got dance, I've got country, and then I've got my totals. So this is my favorite music genre. And then down the side, of course, I'm going to do my grade levels. So grade, oh, wow, that's not what you need at all. So down the side, I've got my grade level. And so we had, of course, high schools. We had 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade. And then, of course, we have our totals. So at this point, I hope you went through. I hope you made all the tally marks. I hope you add. And then, of course, these should add up to this guy, or these guys should add up to this guy. I'm not going to let you go. Not going to go through the process here because I presume you already did that. I am, however, going to erase this and bring up, there we go, bring this up. So 3, 1, 2, 4, 4, which added up to 14. 3, 6, 1, 2, 2, which added up to 14. 4, 1, 5, 1, 1, which added up to 12. 3, 3, 2, 7, 1, which added up to 16. So the total for rock was 13, the total for classical was 11, the total for hip hop and rap was 10. The dance total was 14, the country total was 8. And my overall total, whether I added it by grades or added it by music, overall total was 56, which feels a little low. I feel like there should have been a bit more than that. I'm going to go ahead and do a stacked bar graph for this, just to make my life a little bit easier. So I'm going to do a stacked bar graph. I'm going to say my x-axis, I'm going to say that's my music. And then for my y-axis, I'm going to say that's the number of students. And I'm going to do a stacked bar graph, even though these aren't percents. I'm going to do a stacked bar graph just so I know how like a million bars. Just it makes it a little easier that way. The biggest numbers, obviously 56 is the biggest, but other than that, the biggest number I see here is 16. So I think I have enough, right? If I do 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Maybe I don't quite have enough. All right, so let's do 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I guess up here will be 16, so go a little bit off the graph, but it's not the end of the world. Again, we do need to make a key, so I'm going to go ahead and make a key for each grade level. I'm going to say that my empty box is my 9th graders. I'm going to say that my colored in box is my 10th graders. I'm going to say that my, vertical stripies are my 11th graders. And I'm going to say that my horizontal stripies are my 12th graders. You can use different colors, and of course, you can also use different patterns. So for, let's see, so for rock, so I've got my 9th, 10th, big space in between here, 11th and 12th. All right. So for my 9th graders, it looks like I got to go up to 3 of them that like rock. It's my empty one. 3 10th graders that like rock. Oh, I did this wrong. Miss Scott, what are you doing? You know what I did wrong, don't you? This should be rock. This is rock. So 3 10th graders are like rock. 4 11th graders 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be my horizontal stripies. And then 3 12th graders. So 1, 2, 3, and that's my vertical. My horizontal stripies, sorry, those are vertical stripies. Next up, I've got classical. So my classical, let's see, I've got 1 9th grader. I've got 6 10th graders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's my colored in one. I have 1 11th grader with my vertical stripies, and I've got 3 12th graders with my horizontal stripies. Hip hop is next. Hip hop and rap. And I've got 2 9th graders, 1 10th grader, 5, 1, oh dear, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11th graders, my horizontal stripies, and 2 12th graders. Sorry, those are vertical stripies, my horizontal stripies. Oh, I'm a terrible feminist. Next up, I've got dance. So for dance, I've got 4 9th graders, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 2 10th graders, 2. I've got 1 11th grader with my vertical stripies, and 7 12th graders, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 12th graders. Wow, with my horizontal stripies. Last but not least, we have country with 4 9th graders, 2, 3, 4. 2 10th graders, 1 11th grader, vertical stripies, and 1 12th grader with horizontal stripies. So this isn't the prettiest thing ever, but it fits on my graph. It does a pretty decent job of things, I reckon. Definitely gives me a good feel for who liked what. I will say that. Of course, the one the book made is much prettier than mine. Yeah, well, you know. So, can you just take a moment here to analyze this data, right? So, we have this table. We created to organize Andre's data. We also made a graph to go with it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I have here on page M4-98, I got 4 questions for you, A, B, C, and D. Can you go ahead and take a look at your table, take a look at your graph, and can you analyze this data and answer these lovely questions? Go ahead, hit pause, answer the questions, and hit play when you're ready to check your work. So some of these are pretty easy to answer. How many students did Andre survey for the dance? We were looking at that earlier. He surveyed 56 students for the dance. And I know that because if I add up these, 14, 14, 12, and 16, I get 56. Or if I add up these, 13, 11, 10, 14, and 8, I get 56. So we have a nice way of double checking our work there. So Andre surveyed 56 students. I know I did okay because my totals on both sides are adding up to that 56. So it just helps me make sure I added things up okay. Can you determine which genre of music was the most popular from the representations you created? Yeah, as I look here, I can definitely see what the preferences are. My dance bar is definitely the highest one, so I can totally see that dance is the most popular. The country music bar is my shortest bar, so it's my least popular. So I like the graph. It can totally see that country music was the least preferred amongst the students surveyed, and the most preferred was dance. But for a lot of these, the differences are pretty close. Like, it's not extreme, right? I can see there's some of these bars are really close. Do you think the results might be the same or different if Andres conducted another random survey at Raleigh High School? I think they could vary a little, right? I mean, we only got 56 students to respond. I suppose if we did things to try to get more students to respond, it could make the data vary a little bit. And I say that because these results were close, right? 13, 11, 10, 14, 8. These numbers are all pretty close. It's not like I got 20 something and then 5, right? So I do think that another random survey might shift the data a little bit. It's possible that one of these others, like rock, could overtake dance and become the most popular, even though it's only the second most popular here. So different survey could vary, could change our results a bit. Absolutely, they're kind of close. So based on the data you've analyzed, would you advise Andres to change the format of his station? And if so, explain why. If not, explain why not. Well, I don't know. This one's a rough one. Like I was looking at it, and hang on, I'm gonna come back here. So real quick, Andres is the new station manager, and they feature country music. Um, so would I change that? Because country was the least popular here. Um, so maybe switching to dance would bring more viewers. But like we said, these numbers are close. So based on the information Andres gathered, I don't know that there's enough information to fully switch the whole format of the station, right? I would advise Andres to maybe redo the survey with a random sample of teenagers. So maybe not just that school, right? Because we're talking a radio station that covers several cities in a large area. You might want to do surveys in some of these other towns, some of these other high schools, and maybe not in a high school. Go to places where the teenagers hang out and do random samples there. Just maybe try to get some better data because these numbers are pretty tight, and I don't know that I'd be willing to change the whole format of my radio station for numbers as small as these. So as always, guys, I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found this useful. If you've got questions or concerns, let me know, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.